I just hit stream on YouTube. Let's go to Creator Studio. What's up, Alex? Show! Watch your mouth. Anyway, live streaming over here on YouTube. Let's get that going. Rock and roll. The Real Bobs. Realty Bobs. I wonder if that's a pun on Realty Bob? Dan, what is up? How's the weather in Florida? How's it going? Suns Therapy Live, baby. I know, right? We're gonna lose, so we might as well, have fun talking about losing or something. I mean, it's just bad. It's just pretty bad all around. All right, we are streaming on YouTube. We are streaming on Twitter. We are streaming on Periscope. We're gonna start about 30 seconds. If you happen to just be jumping in, we started about 90-second mark. 80 earlier and 60 now. Oh man. I want to say, let me just, while I have 30 seconds at most, let me see. I'm pretty sure our high was 85 today. I'm in Glendale, so I'm just on the outskirts of Phoenix. Truthfully, I literally live 1/2 a mile west of the Phoenix border, but for the sake of argument, I am in Glendale. It is currently 77, if only this losing had better payoff. Oh, well, we're going to talk about that. I am nervous. By the way, just want to make sure, before we just start, real quick, you guys can hear me, correct? I sound good? I just got a new little setup thing here. So I just want to double check, triple check, quadruple check, quintuple check, septuple check. I'm assuming you guys can hear me because you were responding. I just want to be 100% positive. Okay, perfect. That's what I'd just like to know. And our high today was... how did it pull up Glen, Montana? I'm pretty sure we were in the mid-80s. So anyway, well, thank you very much, Sappy. And thank you, Dub. Let's rock and roll. Welcome to Valley of the Suns Live, the weekly edition. My name is Adam Maines. I'm your host, site editor, and friend in the Suns. I'm sorry we're a day late, but there's not a chance in hell that I can compete against the actual Phoenix Suns. When they play at 6 o'clock... I don't do a show at 6 o'clock because, I don't even want to be listening to myself while they're playing. I'd rather go watch Devin Booker. Show me Devin Booker. That's what I want to see. So I know 24 hours, 2 minutes late, but at least I gave you a warning. You got a warning yesterday. You were aware. Let me move this over real briefly. And, first things first, something special, magical, incredible, wonderful, or just kind of odd, happened yesterday, and the Suns has lost to, whoever they played. I don't remember. And that is that Troy Daniels hit a 3. So congratulations, Troy Daniels. You hit a 3. I mean, it's just wonderful. That's what we expect of you. But there's a key to this 3. It happened to be the 1,106th three-pointer. Oh, excuse me. It happened to be the 1,106th consecutive game that the Phoenix Suns have made a three-pointer. Now... I appreciate that, man. I sincerely do, Dub. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me because I do this for you guys, and I sincerely appreciate that kind of compliment, especially when they suck as bad as they do. But so what is important about it is that it marked the 1,106th consecutive game the Phoenix Suns has made a 3, which set an NBA record. Memphis, that's right. Memphis sucks too, so it's really just one of those. You play Memphis, you play Atlanta, you play Dallas, and you forget that you even played. Now, I wanted to do a little research on that, and I sincerely tried. If anybody knows the answer to this, please share it, because I looked, and I don't know, and I even tweeted at the Suns Communications, the Stats Twitter account, to find out who had the prior record. So obviously the Suns are now at 1,106 consecutive games with a 3, so who had the prior record of 1,105? I would love to know who that was. I would love to know. Was it the Mavericks? See, I never even... Where did you see that? Do you know what the date was? I could not find it. I would love to know. While you are hopefully messaging me that, even if you say I don't know, okay, cool. That is awesome. I'd love to know when that streak was. But what I wanted to know was I wanted to go back, and so I did. This is information I can't find fairly easily as well. So can you? And that is, I wanted to see what was the game where they didn't make a 3 that preceded the start of the streak. Now, you have to go all the way back to March 27th, 2004. You know what? That's just because I've got right here. How many days ago was March 27th, 2004?
It was 5,057 days ago.
5,057 days ago, the Phoenix Suns played a regular season game and didn't make a three-pointer. I'll bet that includes playoffs too, because I can't imagine they went through a playoff game and didn't make a 3. Who they played won't surprise you, and that is the San Antonio Spurs in San Antonio. The outcome of that game won't surprise you, and that is the San Antonio Spurs won 105-76. The Spurs after that game were 48-25 on the season. The Suns were 25-49. Here's kind of one of the funny things to me on this, and that is Mike D'Antoni was actually the head coach. Frank Johnson had been fired. Mike D'Antoni was the head coach. So even though the Suns didn't have Nash, they still had that system. And Barbosa was running the point. In fact, he was their starting point guard. No, he wasn't. He was not the starting point guard. I take that back. Joe Johnson was the starting point guard that game. Casey Jacobson played the 2. Actually, Barbosa didn't even get in on the court. Hilariously enough, the Cleveland Browns won a game 5 days ago too. I know, right? Hilariously enough, even though there was no Steve Nash, and we've come full circle, trash then and trash now. Yeah, the Suns won, remember, 29 games that year. They just barely eked over the second worst record in franchise history, which was 28 that they did, and that they finished. It was 28-54 and 87-88, if I recall. But what's funny to me is that even though there was no Steve Nash, Mike D'Antoni already had his famous 8-man rotation. The starting lineup was Joe Johnson, played every second of the game, 48 minutes. Casey Jacobson played 42. The NBA did not record seconds at this time, so it's just equal minutes. Casey Jacobson played 42 minutes. Stat played 33. Marion played 33. Antonio McDyess played 17 minutes as a starter. And then off the bench, Majak Lump, however you pronounce that, 29 minutes. Zarko Chabarkaba, 20 minutes. And Donnell Harvey, 18 minutes. Listen to that set of reserves. If your only 3 reserves that game was Majak Lump, Zarko Chabarkaba, and Donnell Harvey, you suck. And boy, did the Suns suck. Majak Lump actually had 12 points. But so in terms of didn't make a 3, this is totally a blast from the past here. Didn't make a 3. Joe Johnson went 0 for 3. Casey Jacobson 0 for 1. Sean Marion 0 for 1. And that's it. Did I say Antonio McDudd? Oh, I thought I saw McLeod. I was like, I did not say George McLeod. Antonio McDudd. Yeah, Antonio McDudd. That second time go around was such a bummer. And then he still left the Suns. I mean, like, he could have stayed. Instead, no, he goes to, if I recall correctly, Detroit. The bum. So, yeah, they got blown out. Sean Marion had a -31 that game, leading the team. They only scored 13 points in the first quarter. Again, they finished with 76 and no threes. So anyway, that was the last time. It was 5,057 days ago, if I recall correctly. That was the last time that the Phoenix Suns did not make a 3-pointer. And when Majak Lump, Zarko Chabarkaba, and Donnell Harvey are your only reserves, that shouldn't surprise anyone. So hey, we're 8 minutes in. Please like, please heart, please retweet, please share, text all your boys. Yo, we got another hour. I can probably do overtime or double overtime. So we'll see. I mean, it always just depends on what we're talking about. So but just let me know, hey, let's go on. Let's talk Valley of the Suns, or let's talk Suns here on Valley of the Suns right now. So that's the past. This is the present. And actually, that was that the logo? Yeah, that was not the logo at the time. But that was the past. This is the present. Yeah, somebody said we've now gone full circle. Fortunately, we haven't not made a 3-pointer. We just, or we. I hate that pronoun using when I speak of the Suns. It's not a we, in my opinion. It is a they. I'm a fan of them. I'm not a fan of us because I'm not one of them. Anyway, so they have kind of come full circle. They're again on pace for another terrible year. They're on pace for a high draft pick. Does anybody recall who they picked in 2004? Now that I think about it, just because they were bad. Ooh, off the top of my head. We are PHX. That's also last year's. That was also last year's. Now it's Suns at 50. Suns playing ESPN tomorrow. I can't wait for them to get embarrassed on national TV. What? Yep, I know. Probably going to happen. I just want to double check. Who the Suns drafted in 04? They had a terrible year, and they drafted... Oh, that's right. They drafted Luol Deng, and they traded him. Oh, that's right. I forgot. One of the Clippers wanted from Suns. Yes. Oh, actually, I'm going to talk about that right away. I promise. That's my number one. Outside of this blast from the past. Yeah, they drafted Luol Deng. Oh, man. And then, if you guys recall, Andre Iguodala, yes, went 2 picks later. Luol Deng, 7. Rafael Araújo from Brazil went 8. And then Andre Iguodala went 9. I know, that was a horrible pick. Al Jefferson went 15th. Let's see, Andres Biedrins won 11th. Remember, they almost got Andres Biedrins. Give me, in that group of those three, give me Aiden. Andres Biedrins, remember the Suns almost got him, and they almost traded Stat to, oh, dude, inching closer and closer. So ever close. Josh Smith was 17th, J.R. Smith 18th, Jameer Nelson 20th, Delonte West, remember him? Tony Allen 25th. That was the year that Minnesota forfeited their first-round pick. That's hilarious. I forgot about that. I didn't forget about it. I didn't realize it was that year. Trevor Ariza went 43rd. Yeah. Anyway, well, that's totally off. I just was curious. My brain. I apologize. Yeah. So full circle. All right. We are now here. We are now today, and we have some breaking news in the NBA. It's not that breaking because it happened yesterday, but there is breaking news, if you will, today about how the Suns might have fit in potentially to a Blake Griffin trade. So we know that Blake Griffin was traded to the Detroit Pistons. It actually surprised, I think, it certainly surprised me. I think it surprised most people that he was traded at all. But that's what I'm totally going to get to. Prime book. We'll find out tomorrow. Oh, Campbell's teasing that. I'll let you know who they asked for. Oh, that's funny. I did not hear that he was teasing that. All right, I'll definitely want to listen to that. But here's my speculation. Detroit wanted, or LA, excuse me, wanted a first-round pick. They wanted to pick a Jackson or something. I guarantee it. They talked to Ryan McDonough. That's right. It's Wednesday at 3 o'clock. That's true. Yeah, I'm sure he'll spill the beans. He is so forthright with all information. That guy is just a blabbermouth. It's like me on a Saturday night after a couple of pops. You know that conversation began and then ended with Josh Jackson / the first-round pick. And my gut says probably the pick over Josh Jackson. They did botch the Bledsoe thing, remember? McDonough botched the Bledsoe thing? Who botched the Bledsoe thing? I know the situation, but specifically who are you referencing? So my gut feeling is that the conversation began with the first round pick and then ended right there. I mean, McDonough's like, yeah, I don't care, especially because I could see him going, all right, let's say we can steal Blake Griffin, and if anybody is stealing, it is Blake Griffin for making $31 bloody million a year, but. I'll bet if he thought, okay, if we can steal Blake Griffin and really get him for, let's just say, Marquise Chris, Dragan Bender, and, the Miami first. Let's say they would take a low pick. At that point, I would have Blake in for his physical and then go, ooh, your knee is bad. You're not going to play this year. And so now the Suns don't have a power forward. So that way, that number one pick can still be utilized at the very top. Oh, I know. It's really just Tobias Harris. I mean, oh, bloody hell. Who's the shooting guard point guard? Brandon Avery. Avery is a good player, although we're going to talk about him next. Or at least I'd like to bring him up just because he's a good player. I just don't think a whole lot. Trade the farm for Joakim Noah and and Kristaps Porzingis. Exactly. Trade the farm for Kristaps. I would give up Josh Jackson for Kristaps. I wouldn't give up the top pick because I don't think Kristaps really improves the team immediately, specifically because we don't, we still don't have the point guard situation. So I do think he improves the team. But if you're able to say trade Josh Jackson and, it's impossible, but I'm just speculating here. And one of the picks, you keep your own pick, you have another pick, maybe you can still trade up and still be able to pick something else up. Still move up in the draft and maybe be able to get whichever of the two top point guards in Doncic and Young slides, if such a thing happens. So, I mean, that's the way I would look at it. But yeah, Doncic, Porzingis ain't going anywhere as much as I would love to have him on the Suns. But I just don't think the Suns were ever really in that conversation for Blake Griffin, and to that I say good. They weren't going to steal Blake Griffin. They weren't going to just get him for a bag of bolts. They weren't going to take, the Clippers would have had to have taken Greg Monroe back, of course, because the Suns would have needed to move some money in return. And then that opens up cap space, and they probably could have accepted or been fine with moving probably even both Chris and Bender. maybe. I mean, I shouldn't say probably, but maybe. Agreed. You got finally. Although I think you said that last summer too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure you did. But I'll bet you that you know the picks were the sticking point because the Clippers wanted a first. They obviously got a first and a second. The Suns have plenty of seconds. They could have said, "Hey, clean out our second round picks." I can bring that up. I don't have any update on Brandon Knight, but I can bring up Triano. Oh, Avery and Triano. Oh, hello. Let's go over here. Big Sauce should be back soon. Big Sauce, he was tweeting soon. I think Knight can still play. Since the draft is rigged, we have the 10th pick. Yeah, right, exactly. And so I really just think that's where it stopped. I mean, I just don't think the Suns were landing, and I'm glad. I just, I have always, I've always been a fan of Blake Griffin's, to be honest. And obviously he did not carry the Clippers past the second round. I mean, when they had DeAndre Jordan and they had Chris Paul, I mean, they had a stacked team. And, of course, Doc Rivers is supposedly a great head coach. I mean, although I do think he's overrated. I give TJ Warren every day. But I've always been a fan of his because I've been a fan of his flashiness. I mean, the dude is a great player. He's a very good scorer. He's a good rebounder. Apparently, I don't know his 3-point shooting off the top of my head, although I can pull that up. But that has been improving this year. At least he's been taking more for sure. What am I drafting 8 and giving 9 another 100%? That is my plan. Yeah, well, that is my plan. Although I still love Doncic. I mean, that guy. This is the draft. If you could trade into the top 5 twice, have 2 top 5 picks, this is the draft to do it. So he's shooting 34% from 3 this year, which isn't even his career high, actually. In 2014-15, he shot 40%. But he's shooting 34% this year. He's taking just under 6 a game, making just under 2. So, Blake Griffin's a damn good player. I would love to have him out with the Suns. $31 million scares me. His injuries scare me. He played in 61 games last year, 35 the year before, 67, 80, 66 was the lockout shortened season, and then 82. So, I mean, his first 2 seasons, he didn't miss a game. Then he missed a total of 4, his 3rd and 4th seasons. But then the last 3 seasons, oh boy, there's too much math. 21, 58, he's missed just, 90 games or something the last 3, which is to finesse that Brooklyn pick. Dude, that is the dream. That is the dream. If you can somehow get that Brooklyn pick. Wow, you're talking about a hell of a front court there. That would be fun. Where's the superstar we're supposed to be saving for? Well, I just don't know if he's available yet. I think you want to draft that superstar. Magic will draft Bagley to replace. Yeah, well, good. They can have Bagley. I don't want Bagley. The more I think about him, the more I'm really just not a fan of his game quite as much. I just don't know how much it fits. I'd rather Ayton because the dude can play center. Give me a guy that's going to play center. I want Dragon Bender. I still believe in Dragon Bender. He is so tentative. He's kind of weak. He does, but, he's also... You need a post shooter. A post center. I mean, you kind of still want a guy that's going to stretch the floor. So, I mean, and that's what I love about Ayton. He can stretch it. He's not going to do it, at least not right out of college. I doubt he'll be shooting 4 or 5 a game. But, I mean, he can certainly drop you 2. Bagley was born in Tempe. Never knew that. I didn't know that. But he played, I guess, most of his high school even in California. So, I mean, they do that a lot. I say they. A lot of, AA kids play... they'll start somewhere, they'll move to California. California circuit is apparently insane. Yeah, but he was only there for 1 year, if I recall correctly. So I, just finishing it up on Blake Griffin, I'm just glad it didn't happen. I just don't think that was the right trade. Who did I get? I don't know. But think about this. Think of all the star players that have been traded the past couple of years. These guys are available. They are always available. Right now, Mike Conley is available. Who knows? In a year or 2, Kristaps Porzingis could demand out. Maybe he will be available. I mean, so I think you just kind of have to bide your time because this team is so young. I disagree. It's hilarious how hypocritical this is about to sound, and I truly mean that. But I stand by these thoughts. I've been against tanking. I've been saying, go make those trades, go sign those free agents. But since they haven't done that, I have respected, still should have signed him, then trade him for some good stuff. Well, he didn't offer, he didn't allow the meeting. He was supposed to, they had him scheduled, and the day before he canceled and signed his max. Aiton for business purposes, bringing college fans. I mean, they don't need college fans; they need pro fans. No, I don't think there's anything available. Anything to Anthony Davis. I don't think Anthony Davis is available. I think that's just kind of, media kind of speculation. In fact, if anything, I would see the Hornets as being the Pelicans as being a team who, the Suns could end up trading one of their centers to. Seriously, if they want to replace Boogie for a year, boom. I mean, you can have Greg Monroe for the next few months. That's all you need. And then if being the fact that Boogie probably won't be back early next year, he'll probably miss most of the year, they could take on Tyson Chandler. He's certainly not the same player, but he's going to give you good defense, and his contract is up after next year. So after next year, Boogie, if presumably they resign, Boogie will be good. So that's I definitely have that on the list. Hey, we can jump to that. If anybody else has anything else to say about Blake Griffin, I mean, those are my thoughts. I'm glad it didn't happen. I'm going to mention that in 1 second. So in terms of the whole tanking thing, I was against tanking, but I've respected that they have stuck to that plan and they haven't made some rash little signing like Avery Bradley that we'll talk about here in 5 seconds. And so at this point, don't make a rash signing this summer. If you're going to improve, great. I want them to improve. Suck for the rest of the year. We're 51 games in. Just suck for another 31. We're good. We accept it. Go get that top 5 pick. Damn it, you better get a top 5 pick. You'd better get a top 3 pick. Find a way to do whatever you can. Give Cleveland, Marquise, Chris, and whatever they want, minus Booker, Jackson, and Bender, in my opinion, and Warren. Minus those guys, find a way to steal that Brooklyn pick. I'm just saying. And then start finagling. I mean, just find a way to then trade up and see if you can get a second top 5 pick. I know that's a heavy smoker's pipe dream, but I swear to you, that should be the ultimate. That's all that Ryan McDonough's focus should be on, in my opinion, is get that Brooklyn pick, which, let me see if I can find real quick. Get that Brooklyn pick and then start finagling, try to get your way back into the top 5 after you have your own pick. And hell, that could be if you get the number 1 or number 2 pick, trade back to number 3, get another first-round pick, and then trade back in. So you can still get somebody great at number 3 and then trade back in and get somebody else at number 4. I mean, just anything. Fine, anyway. Brooklyn's 18. Okay, 360. So 1, they're tied. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are you there? Hold on. Stay there. Uh-oh. Do you hear me? Oh. Hold on, YouTube. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, YouTube. Sorry, I've got to restart now. Oops, got to restart Twitter and Periscope. All right. Oops. I'll hold my thought for 90 seconds. My bad. If you're watching this one, jump forward. So my bad. Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back. I'll wait just 1 minute. I'll wait 45 seconds. I'll wait. Hold on. Sorry. My bad. I'll explain what happened here in 1 second. Killing it, bro. No, man. I know. I'm so sorry. I'll start talking again in about 20 seconds. YouTube was streaming the whole time, and I can tell you, YouTube can never cut out. It can never cut out. Well, actually, it has cut out. So nothing's perfect. Nothing's perfect. Yeah, 10 seconds. I'll start back up in 10 seconds. Start back up in 10 seconds. Go ahead, and while you guys are on, please heart, please like, please retweet, please share. Text your boys. We're going to draft number 1. Hell yeah. Okay, so back in. So just pulling back the curtain a little bit. I stream on an iPhone on Twitter and Periscope because that's, I have nothing else to do it. And my son likes to call my niece and nephew through FaceTime on one of my other tablets. And so he was on the tablet, and even though he and his babysitter have explicit instructions, never let him call during this 1 hour because he cuts off the stream, that's what happened. Apparently he got a little finger, trigger happy. So anyway, that's what happened, but we're back. I sent a couple texts in all caps going, what is going on? Hola. Ryan McDonough's sole focus should not be free agency. I mean, if you can make a splash trade, get a couple great players, and then you want to go throw the max at Clint Capella, sincerely, he's the one guy that in free agency I like. Please heart, please like, please retweet. We are back, and it ain't going to cut out again. We got another 30-plus minutes to go, too. So, now in terms of Avery Bradley, I started to write a post today. I'm going to finish it after the show. I'll have it published tonight, I'm sure. I do not want the Suns to get Avery Bradley. I do not want them to sign him. Now, there is a caveat to that. It depends on two things. First off, price. I don't know what he's going to cost. I see him as a Raja Bell, Bruce Bowen kind of guy. And those guys are obviously they were great lockdown defenders. So I've seen a lot of fans making defensive arguments that he's not a superior defensive player. But to that point, Raja Bell was a great three-point shooter. Bruce Bowen is not known for scoring. Avery Bradley has averaged 15 points. He's not even P.J. Tucker, because that leads into another problem. He's only 6'2". He's listed at 6'2". I question if he is 6'2". So the guy is limited in who he can guard. He can guard a point guard, but if that point guard, if you're getting him as a lockdown point guard, don't you want somebody who can lock down every point guard? Don't you want somebody that's like 6'4", 6'5"? Get some height, get some size, because the moment the Suns play anybody with a taller point guard, he's not going to stop anybody on Philadelphia. I suppose maybe, maybe that's not a great, it depends on if Fultz comes back. But anyway, there are plenty of those guys. So I am a big proponent of height. In baseball, I have heard that in the draft, when there's a tie in talent, we think these guys are, they're both infielders, they're both, they're going to hit for average, they're both not going to hit for power, blah, blah, blah. What is the tiebreaker of speed? Get the faster guy. Yeah, Westbrook, he will just get eaten alive by Westbrook. So in baseball, you get the faster guy. In the NBA, I believe, or at least in basketball in general, I believe that you go for the taller player. And so, is there a taller lockdown defender? No, probably not. But to that point, the Suns don't need a lockdown point guard right now. They need scoring just as badly as they have defense, because Booker needs help. So you're going to spend potentially $20 million to maybe a max contract if there's some sort of a bidding war on a guy that has a career high of 15 points a game at 6'2", has never averaged more than 2.2 assists a game, is this year shooting 40% from the field. He is shooting 38% from three, which is okay. It's better than I would shoot. But, I'm looking at Troy Daniels, who's coming off the bench. He's starting now, but he's coming off the bench and averaging he's over 40% for three as he is from a career. So I'm just looking at the stats. I'm just going, you really want to pay this guy that much? That's Brandon Knight. You're right. That's the most fair and ideal comparison. And guess what? You already have Brandon Knight. A, you have Brandon Knight. B, for cheap. And C, he is a starting point guard. He might not be great, but is at least there. And, Marcus Smart is a little overrated too, but I do like his size. I do like his, his bulky. I'd rather have Knight. Exactly. The Suns could very well, and I pray, make the playoffs next year. But they're not winning a title. So, why would you go after a 28-year-old guard who's going to play good defense? Okay. But he's not going to take any pressure off of Devin Booker on offense. Troy Daniels, I'm sure, takes more pressure off of Booker on defense, or on offense, than Brandon Avery. If I said Brandon Avery, right? Then Avery. I know that's correct. Because Troy Daniels is a superior three-point shooter. He'll probably demand a lot of money, too. Yeah, oh, exactly. So, yes. No, I do think, yeah, Tyler Ulis, boy, I'm so disappointed. It seems like his ceiling is just, no offense, it's just, it's 5'9". So, I would stick to Brandon Knight, Avery Bradley. Oh, for the love of... dyslexic. My bad. Avery Bradley. Duh. So I don't know why Teacher Warren and Book don't click more consistently. Yeah, well, I think they just need a third. And I have a point about that. Our biggest free agent signing this year will be Landry. But post it again. Burn. Because they're both scores. Well, no. I've made this point a lot. I'm not 100% positive I've made it on here, but I think I have. I love TJ Warren. I think TJ Warren is fantastic. I love his game. I am fine that he's not a great three-point shooter because I think you still need a guy that's going to spread the court, open up those shooters, by driving in. And since he's a mid-range shooter and gets to the hole so well, those times where he gets locked up, he can still pass it out. So you still need shooters, but you don't need all 5 guys to be shooters. Even in the spread offense NBA, even all 5 guys on Golden State don't shoot threes, consistently, I suppose. So, I am fine with TJ Warren being who he is, and I do think that if he really worked at it, it took Sean Marion 3 years before he could shoot a 3. And granted, this is TJ Warren's 4th year, but, okay, let's wait till 5. Maybe this summer, he feels confident, he's been healthy all year, knock on wood, I don't have any around, I do have some, knock on wood, that he stays healthy, he might, which goes right into my point. TJ Warren's legit, dude, you guys are preaching the choir, brother. So maybe this summer he's been healthy. He's just getting better and better and better. And now this summer, all he can do, he can just focus on his 3-point shooting. There's got to be some sort of, maybe that was what I was going to just say. There's got to be some sort of shooting guru that they can bring. Maybe they can. I don't know if Steve Nash could because he's a consultant for Golden State. He probably couldn't come over. But there's got to be Eddie House. Eddie House is in town. Casey Jacobson. Maybe those guys are legit pure 3-point shooters. Eddie House wasn't a pure 3-point shooter, but the guy could shoot. Bring those guys in and just work with him. Maybe you can find someone bigger. I don't know. But just say, okay, this summer, TJ, we want you to shoot 500 threes a day. 500 threes a day. We want you to take 50,000 threes. The math doesn't line up, but I'm just being facetious. And, this summer, we just want you to... You know what? There's no reason why Dan Marley couldn't say, hey, come work out with our kids. Let our college kids work out with a true NBA pro, and I'll work with you for a few weeks on your 3-point shooting. I think they would do that. I don't know why not. And who knows? I don't know where TJ Warren lives in the offseason. Maybe there's, in the city that he moves to, there's guys that he can work with too. I would love... I think the relationship seems to be a lot better. I do think they at least publicly mended their fences. I'm not too worried about Marley. I would love Marley to be their next head coach. To that Triano question, I would, I'm not sold on Triano, but this team is not built to win anyway. Think about it, Mike D'Antoni, we brought him up earlier. I did not want them to keep Mike D'Antoni after that half season. I was like, they're horrible. You get Steve Nash and boom, 2 Western Conference Finals. So would match Max for Capella. It depends on, it's a great question. It depends on who else they bring in. It depends on how much money they've got. The talk has been if LeBron goes to Houston, then no, Capella is not staying. They wouldn't be able to afford him. In which case, max him out. So it just, yeah, exactly. So that would be my gut. And there might be a chance that, yo, Mr. Rich, what's up? There's a chance that even without... exactly. I don't think Triano is too bad. I might be able to. I think I should for at least single, maybe double. DeAndre Ayton over the Capella. Well, okay, but I wholeheartedly agree with you, Lex. Let's see. Trade Warren, Chris, Chandler, Miami Bucks for Brooklyn pick. Boy, you want to trade that much for one pick? Gosh, you need... Oh, well, okay, let me finish my point about TJ. Why isn't he and Booker clicking? It's because, first off, you'd have to take a contract back anyway. Cleveland couldn't take half of those guys. Ayton, Smart, young Capella. I'd rather have the young Capella. Good point. I think Capella looks better than he actually playing Paul Harden. It's not going to be that good. Hey, guys, what's up, Kurt? So my thought about TJ Warren, why is he and Book not clicking, is because TJ Warren is not a number 1 scorer. He's not a number 2 scorer. I'm not 100% positive. We've never seen him as a number 3 scorer. I'm not 100% positive he's a number 3 scorer either. But I do think he could. I think he is. It's, you know, a lot of you guys have been saying 6-man. I think that is ideal for TJ Warren, which is why I don't want them to trade him. I don't want them to trade him, even for this pick, sincerely, because these picks are still, they are all a risk. We don't know their prospects. We don't know who they are. We don't know who's gonna, you know, really come out of, you know, as the cream of the crop. You're hoping whoever you draft is also on a nice contract. And so if your draft pick is good, if maybe you do sign Capella, and then you do make a trade that doesn't involve TJ Warren, and you bring in another scorer, maybe you get Aaron Gordon, you know, and now you've got 4 scorers. Again, Booker, Warren, free agent, and / trade, and draft pick. Now that's when TJ Warren. Now that's a great team. Add the second scoring option shooter. We actually got a Warren for his contract. He isn't going anywhere, especially with that contract. I think Pick's going to come back and start for Keys. No. Only time you trade Warren is for a young star. Agreed. 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 So we are, now that my clock is reset, we are 38 minutes in. Let's just say 40 minutes in. Please heart, please like, please retweet. You can still share, tweet, just, you know, text everybody. Go, hey, we still got probably at least 25 minutes left. What do you mean, why Aaron Gordon? I would take Aaron Gordon. What's wrong with Aaron Gordon? I like Aaron Gordon. I'll take Aaron Gordon. How many times can you say Aaron Gordon in 3 sentences? I would take Aaron Gordon, definitely. And I would move Marquise Chris. And I would keep tracking Bender. And again, okay, I would develop Bender. I would take another 3-4 years to keep developing Bender's strength, keep developing his courage, get some bloody post moves into his game. He's getting to be a better shooter. Yeah, probably just sign and trade for Gordon, I'm guessing. Well, you could. I mean, you'd have to trade. If you're going to trade for Gordon, you probably would have to trade Warren, because I don't know who else they would take. I mean, I don't know exactly. Yeah, keep Bender, 100%. Is a hell of a lot better than Bender and Chris. He is right now. I think he'll be better than Chris in the long run. I like Bender's skill set better than Chris, which is why I'm willing, especially at how little he's making, I am willing to just sit on him, you know, let him sit on the roster and just slowly develop, because you never know if in 3 years that kid all of a sudden just blossoms and he gets it. He's no longer afraid. He gets those post moves in. Bender's not scoring because he's afraid. He's too passive. But that can be beaten out of him. And that's, so if we're talking about, I cannot wait for this summer post, because I'm totally going to do this. I did it last year. I'll do it again. Bender definitely needs to be more aggressive. I cannot wait to give my advice for, this is what every player needs to do this offseason to improve. For TJ Warren, it's take 500 threes, hell, even 1,000. I just remember the number 500 always sticks in my head, because Jay Kidd, when he was with the Suns, he spent at least one summer and it was 500 shots a day, and he did not leave until he made 500 shots, and he had certain spots on the court. That kind of reminds me of Dragic. Yeah, exactly. He just didn't get it. I don't care that he's 19. How does he not get it? Show me that. What do you mean he doesn't get it? Chris Miami picks, Bucks picks for Gordon. Chris Miami pick, Bucks pick for Gordon. That I would accept, for sure. Has Chris ever actually hit an open 3? Yeah, he has, but boy, he clanks more often than not. Chris and Bender should learn post moves from Monroe. Oh, yeah. Most kids at 19 are working at Burger King, not the NBA. 100%. So let's just Dragon. I want to just see. I forget. I think I was making $4 million a year. So I mean, just super affordable. Scrolling. Yeah. So next year 4.6. The following year is a team option of 5.8, 5.9. Need kid as coach to beat Bender's ass. Well, I don't know if Bender. Most kids aren't 7-1 either. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if Bender needs to get his. Well, okay. I don't know if Bender needs to get chewed out, and I think that's what Jay Kidd would do. I think what Bender needs, and this is what I'm going to write about this summer. I've had this thought in my mind all year. Bender needs to go through a football training camp. As a running back, he needs to go through a running back training camp. They seriously need to line up 5'10" dudes with those big body bags and just say, ready, set, go. And from half court, drive to the hole. And every time he runs by, they just bop him, until he stops dropping the ball. The dude is in Dairy Queen drive for the other. He needs to eat more, get his ass kicked. Yeah, he needs to get used to contact. Then Bender needs to get in the UFC camp. I don't want him to break a leg, but I do think he needs to get used to body contact. He needs to not be afraid. He needs to have, seriously, 5 guys on either side of him from half court. Ready, set, go, drive. He's got to be dribbling, too. And just get bop, 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 bop. and then have like a big wall that's 11 feet tall and says, okay, lay the ball up or dunk the ball over the wall. I mean, something just ridiculous to just get this kid to know he can do this. We've seen him do it. The only reason why Kristaps Porzingis does what he does and Bender doesn't is because Kristaps Porzingis does what he does. If that makes any sense, and I believe it does. Boy, some of these words are just like, they're just repetitive. They just fly out of my mouth over and over and over. But that's, I mean that sincerely. He's also older, and there's no reason to believe that Bender won't grow into that. But to that point, lanky guys can still survive in this league. He is not Kevin Durant, but Kevin Durant is a lanky guy that has survived and thrived beyond imagination, I'm sure. So, you know, the thing about it is that we still have to be patient about his growth, mentally and physically, and he needs to stop being afraid, and he's afraid. He seriously is. And you know what? If I were a 19-year-old kid, and I had Devin freaking Booker, and I had these veteran guys been playing forever who want their touches, and I've got, you know, I would, what was Dirk doing at 19? Like, well, I think he was in the league. And his first year wasn't, you know, he didn't like, I remember 19, oh no, he wasn't, he was still in Europe, I guess, because his first year was 20. Yeah, 8.2 points, 3.4 boards his first year. He shot 20% from 3. Maybe they need to get Dirk Nowitzki's trainer over here, too. Going to take the max with Gordon. Probably. And I would much, much, much rather pay Gordon the max than Avery. Yeah, he seems a bit thicker this year. He needs to get used to driving lane. I would be totally down with the Suns going for Gordon. But again, it's the R before the FA that worries me. It's just not going to be available when he was driven. Defenders don't know what to do. Yeah, no, exactly. Been waiting for Bender to do this. He only played like 40 games last year, though, 45 or something like that. So I mean, and again, you gotta throw last year out of the way. Throw it away. Earl Watson was head coach, and that's the other problem. Not only was Earl Watson the head coach last year, but Earl Watson was the head coach during training camp, which I know is only 5 games, but training camp and preseason. You know, so it's just like that was the time for coaches to coach, and off season, of course. I mean, you just got to throw it away. I think Darko was a little bit bigger, wasn't he? This free agent class coming up is hot garbage, 100% hot garbage. I don't want to touch it. If we get Gordon, what does that mean for Bender and Chris? Again, if the Suns got Gordon, I would trade Chris without a heartbeat. If you can get a first-round pick for Chris, do it. And do it before the draft. And again, start packaging picks to get in the top 10. Top 5. Try to get in the top 5 the second time. I swear to you, if Cleveland would take Tyson Chandler and Marquise Chris for that Brooklyn pick, I would do it today. I would actually, I'm curious. Let me pull up. Let me spin a trade machine. I will tell you this, and I know I'm sure that everybody's going to sit here going, yeah, if you can get Cleveland, okay, Cleveland needs a guy like Chandler too. They definitely need Chandler. Well, okay, here's the 2 things. First off, they're trying to win a title before LeBron James goes, and my gut says they trade that pick this year to make that happen because they know LeBron is gone. My presumption is that Braun is gone. Truthfully, I hope he stays. I don't want him in the West because it seems like everybody's saying Houston or LA, and it's like, screw that. But they are presuming that Braun is gone. So if you're going to win a title now, or if you're going to make a put, you've got to do that now because they are never winning a title again. They're going to be Phoenix. You know, it's just unfortunate, but it's the truth. They need a young pieces for next year. The team has too many bad luck. And here's the thing. If LeBron James is gone, you trade the Brooklyn pick. If you can get Tyson Chandler, Marquise Chris now, that helps you in a playoff run. For sure. I mean, Marquise Chris would be a help. Then next year, you can probably get a first-round pick for Kevin Love, who after this will have 2 years left. You can probably get a first-round pick for Tristan Thompson. So if you blow it up, you're going to lose the Brooklyn pick. But you can probably get 2 more first-round picks, and those 2 guys alone in trades. which offsets losing that one. And then you're going to tank next year. So then the year after, you're going to have a top, a draft pick again. Only trade the pick for the draft. You're very likely. No, I mean, I'm saying this again. I'm smoking the pipe that dreams are made of. But I'm just saying, let's say that those guys aren't available. Let's say OKC says, we're not trading George. I didn't see what the other name was. But let's just say those guys aren't there. If Cleveland will get another first-round pick in 2. Is one of theirs gone? I don't remember that. I think you might be right. Do the Suns have it? The Suns have a pick? Anyway, I mean, as usual, Len, 4 times 15. Maybe you can trade Len to Cleveland. Future NBA draft picks. Well, shoot, I would love to do that. And I still think, I don't know if you guys saw my tweet thread from a couple nights ago. It was really late at night, so I was thinking random basketball thoughts. But I came up with the solution of, hey, go get LeBron and then offer him incentives, ownership incentives. He wants to own a team. You win 60 games, you're guaranteed post-retirement 5% of the team ownership. You win an MVP, you're guaranteed 10%. You win a title, you're guaranteed 15%. And then you add those up. I remember a few years ago with the Suns and Kev's face with LeBron and Carmelo. Oh, it wasn't stupid. It was fun. I wasn't being serious. I was having fun with it because I was, like I said, I was bored. It was really late at night. So wait a second. Cleveland, I just passed them. So Cleveland, is that send? Incoming. Outgoing. Okay. 2019 pick outgoing to Atlanta. Okay, so yeah. Although it is protected 1 through 10. So, no, they don't necessarily lose it. So again, I don't do... come on, I don't do drugs. I am high on life. But no, so that's the point. So you tank next year. If you trade, again, pipe dream, but I'm just saying, I think Ryan McDonough should be blowing up the Cleveland phones every day. Give me that pick, 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 give me that pick. We can price whatever else. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't mad at you. I was just saying. I just don't want that kind of a rumor spreading. And Chancellor can trade for LeBron. Why in the hell would you trade for LeBron James? That doesn't... Not only is he unavailable, but you could get him as a free agent this year if he's willing to listen. But that's the point. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, they blow off this year's pick. The Suns can give him Miami. Suns can give him Milwaukee's picks. And then again, although I would try to avoid that because you want him to be able to move up, let's just say you give up 1. Let's say you give up the Milwaukee pick because it probably won't transfer this year, but it'll transfer next year. So they'll have 2 first-round picks next year. They'll tank now. You trade Kevin Love, you trade Tristan Thompson, you get additional first-round picks, and I'll bet you can get a first for both of those guys. And then you have your own, so long as you finish the top 10. And then you have, say the Milwaukee pick. I mean, it's like you just wait a year in Cleveland. So that's my point. If they want to win a title now, they have to trade that pick. And if Tyson Chandler, Marquise Chris are the best available, I think you might have to trade. Plus, then next year, you've got a lottery pick in Marquise Chris. And maybe he does become something. I don't think so, but you never know. And certainly maybe different coaching, better coaching, what have you. So, I mean, again, my dream of pipe dreams is to get that Brooklyn pick. And I swear to you, if I'm Ryan McDonough or if I'm his position, I make that call every bloody day and just say, okay, what has somebody offered you? How can I top it? And that's it. What has somebody offered you and how can I top it? All right, we got about 10 minutes left before we hit OT, so we'll see. I am a political junkie, so I am watching the State of the Union, and I'm sure that plenty of you guys are going to watch it just because, love him or hate him, he's the president, and it's something you just kind of watch. So I definitely want to go and watch that, but I'm sure it doesn't start at 7 o'clock. Dude, that pick was like 6 through 10. Wait, what pick are we talking about? How did I might have missed... You guys might be having a conversation. So, but please heart, please like, please retweet, please share. Text her to be like, hey, we've got about 10, 15 minutes left of this week's show. I do apologize for blacking out there a little bit. The screen, not myself. I'm totally healthy. I hope. The Nets pick. Oh, boy, I want that pick. Oh, yeah, I meant to look up earlier. I have the standings right here. What is it at currently? Okay, so 36. So tied. Let's see, 3, 1, 2... So it's tied for 3rd, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so right now it's tied for 8th? I thought it just counted 6th. I could be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's tied for 6th. It's tied for 6th. So, and let's say for the sake of argument, it's going to finish like 8-10. Well, possibly. Well, here's my point, though. If you had that pick and one other first-round pick, you could, you might be able to trade back in the top 5. So hopped up because life is all about dreams, and if you don't dream, then you got no goals with which to, achieve. So my dream is to achieve the goal of getting that Brooklyn pick. We're only going to keep dropping draft spots. We have second tough. Oh yeah, well, we're rising draft spots. Yeah, the reverse standings. Okay, dropping, literally rising. How did that work out for the Kings? How did it work out for the Kings? What did they do? What are you talking about? Which one? They're talking about trading for the Suns pick for Marquise? How did it work out for them? You're saying trading back? Sorry, I'm kind of like piecing this all together. Well, that's on them. They couldn't trade 5 and 10 and move up. Well, maybe they didn't want to. Maybe they wanted more depth. I don't know. I mean, it's also Vlade Divac, who doesn't really seem to be that great at what it does. Willow Booker's okay with one more year of tanking. Well, I don't think they tank next year. And I think Ryan McDonough made that perfectly clear. They're not tanking next year. So he just has to be okay with 31 more games. And right now, the injury, for him, it'll probably be a few less than 31. And at some point, they might just shut him down for like the last 5. We aren't even tanking this year. We were just, yeah, exactly. No, that's touche. Touche. Yeah, they're not tanking this year. They do just suck. There's absolute truth to that. But no, they're not tanking next year. I'll bet this priceless work of art back there that we're not, they won't be. We're an 8 next year. Very likely they are in the playoffs. Third quarters kill us every game. Embrace the suck for the rest of this year, and then get back lane and take off. Oh, Ayton. At worst. Ayton. Who is better? Marcus Smart or Spencer Dinwiddie? I like height. I always forget how tall Dinwiddie is. But it's something, though. Knight Ayton, a player we trade for, should prevent taking. Next year is likely to have some Suns breakout performances. Hell yes. Anybody know? I can look it up real quick. My thought is whoever's taller. He's 6'6", give me Dinwiddie. Like the baseball analogy of give me speed, in the NBA, give me height. Who do I see the Suns training for? Not saying Doncic anymore. Well, no, I am saying Doncic. I'm still on the Doncic bandwagon. I'm just assuming the Suns don't get the number 1 pick, honestly. I'm just assuming the Suns don't have the number 1 pick. And my presumption has been, as based on what I've seen, is he's probably number 1. And probably, whoever has the number 1 pick. So if the Suns have the number 1 pick, well, okay, and here's the thing. I love Ayton so much. I love them both fairly equally for different reasons. That's one of the reasons why I want to do anything you can to get a second top 5 pick. Anything you can. If Brooklyn can give us Russell since we have so high in Dinwiddie. Yeah, maybe. Being the hometown kid back home. Yeah, I mean, so it's just like, yeah, who do I want? I mean, Doncic. And then if Sacramento gets it, they could go center with Fox. It's a toss-up. Ayton, Doncic can go on 1. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the crazy thing is, I would be just as psyched with Young just because the year he's had. I go size. Give me Doncic's size. I want a 2018-19 backcourt of Jordan Clarkson, Booker, Jackson, Eric Gordon, Ayton. Whew. We deserve the number 1 pick. We deserve the number 1 and number 2 pick. Team's too scared of Darko scenario. He won't go number 1. Well, they're different players. It's different players. It's a different NBA. And the kid is killing it. I wonder if I can find, actually, now that I think about it, Darko Milicic European statistics. Let's see if this exists. What happened to those Kawhi rumors? Oh, they were false. I mean, he wasn't going anywhere. Would I love him? Hell yeah, but... Oh, I see top 3. He doesn't slide past 3. It depends... And it also depends on who's drafting, because somebody could say, Doncic number 1, but somebody could say, give me Trae Young number 1. 5 to 6, I don't see him going over Bagley. I don't see him going over Porter. I don't see him going over Sexton. I don't see him going over Bamba. Honestly, the dude is averaging 31 and 10. I mean, he's top 3. The only difference is who's picking and who thinks Ayton or Doncic's size is more beneficial to the league than Young. And if whoever's drafted number 1 is like, give me Young, I want Steph Curry, then, that could be it. He could go behind Ayton, which I would do. I would pick Ayton ahead of Young. But I don't think he slips past 3. Shoot, I just saw someone say we take Bamba over Bagley. Who said that? I mean, there's no way to know that. Magic for sure are going Doncic Young. Yeah, the Magic are going point guard. So, I mean, get 1 and 5, take Doncic either, or JJJ. That Jaren, yeah. Can easily see Bagley over Young. I'm drooling. There's just that's why you got to get that Brooklyn pick. That is, okay. I meant to look for European stats. I don't see it. Let's see, Draft Express. MSU kid, Howard Porter, and Booker fit together. I don't know because Porter played for 30 seconds. Can you see the Suns taking him if they fall to him? Taking who? If they fall? Young? What do you mean? Take who? I'm looking at Porter as a shooter. Yeah, but he also plays small forward. I mean, that's the thing. And his size. Again, I worry about Porter. Porter, so basically a taller Warren. Porter's really a 3. Already have 2 of them. Yeah, that's the other thing. And I'll tell you this. You might kick yourself in a few years if Porter turns out to be a genius, since last year or 04. I'll tell you this. I said last week, can't he play power forward? How tall is he? It depends on his height. Need a center or point guard. Agree. Yeah, but Porter potentially be both. 6'10". Yeah, I mean, I suppose he could play power forward. But then who are you playing center? I mean, you've really got to bank on Dragon Bender being able to play center. Yeah, but he's getting muscle weight. Yeah, he's a skinny kid. And he's also played 30 seconds. He's going to be just a year removed from 2 years removed from high school. Excuse me, 1 year removed from high school. That's it. I mean, that's nothing. Got to take best player available for Fallout. No, well, so here's my point. I said last week, if the Suns finish 7th and Colin Sexton is the best guy on the board, I do everything I can to trade. And trade for an established player. I say, I don't want him. I don't. I might say the same thing about Porter. I haven't reached that point yet because so many people are so high on him, and obviously I haven't seen him, so I have no clue. Back injuries scare the hell out of me. But I might say the same thing. The Suns end up 6th. Sexton over Doncic? Hell no. Not in any universe would I take Sexton over Doncic. I trade if I am Dragon Bender. If I'm Ryan McDonough and I am drafting 7th and Colin Sexton is best available, I answer those calls. And I do, and I'm saying, oh, hell yeah, I try. The guy's Eric Bledsoe. What good? I mean, he's just a scoring point guard who hasn't. He's faster than Bledsoe. There's a lot of guys faster than Bledsoe. He's nothing special. He's not a special point guard. He's not a generational talent. There are 5, maybe 6 guys that are generational talents. Hell, with the Jaren guy, maybe there's 7 guys that are generational talents. Who knows? Sexton's not a generational talent. I don't want Bledsoe back. If you wind up with 4, so I said Bamba. I said Bamba over Bagley. He's not a difference maker. I go Bamba over Bagley. I don't like where his game. You take Bagley if he's there, or trade the pick. I take Bagley, and then you got to trade Chris. 100%. You have to trade Chris. You probably have to trade Dragon as well. Although I am heart set on Dragon Bender's skill set still developing. But yes, no, I would keep Bagley. I would 100% trade Chris. And that's the other thing, by the way, is if you manage to get the Brooklyn pick without trading Chris, never mind, because I was saying trade Chris for the Brooklyn pick. So I was going to say, you package the Brooklyn pick and Chris. But, I don't know. Sexton, I trade my pick and I go find an established veteran point guard. Maybe Atlanta gets like the 2nd pick, or let's say this gets 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. For the sake of argument, they get 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. They miss out on their point guard. They get a big. Maybe they will take the 7th pick for Schroeder. They take Sexton. They still got a point guard. They got a big. We get Schroeder. The Suns get Schroeder. And then you got to do something for agency and trade. You got to get yourself a big. But maybe we get the Brooklyn pick this offseason. It doesn't have to be this season. During the season. Yeah, no, I agree. I just think it'll happen during the season. I think it's going during the season. Holder. Who does the Lakers pick go to? So if it's number 1, it goes to Boston. If it's 2, 3, 4, 5, it goes to... I know you are. I would take him in the second round if you're getting rid of Ulis. 2, 3, 4, 5, it goes to Philly. 6 through 30, it goes to Boston. You guys have no idea how excited I was when I thought we had a chance for Porzingis. Oh, dude, we were all psyched. Any moment that I think about Porzingis, I go, I really do. That makes more sense to trade young players for it. He has a better potential than anyone. Are you talking about trading Chris for that pick? I would. Although the Suns currently minus Booker and Jackson. I don't know what you were talking about. Dreaming about KP. Oh, believe me, my heart's all aflutter. I've never met a woman in my life that I have equal emotional attachment and feelings to than, to Kristaps Porzingis. I'm totally kidding. If only Phil Jackson just pulled that trigger. He needed to. He needed to have just a sudden moment of senile, random. I was kidding. I was kidding. I was totally kidding. But come on. You know that if Kristaps Porzingis came to the Suns and I printed out shirts that said, I, Unicorn Porzingis, you would buy that shirt. And you would wear that on a date. And I would ask you to tweet pictures of you on a date, selfie, wearing a I, Unicorn emoji, Porzingis shirt. You would do it. 100%, and you are a liar if you say you don't. You wouldn't. You would totally do that. So, yes, no, he's never... See, I'm telling you. He's never... There have been plenty of girls that I've been like, okay, yeah, no, I would take her over him. But, here's... How do I... This seems suspect, lol. I'm telling you. Selfie... I don't know if you can... Selfie, I, Unicorn emoji, Porzingis. I would wear a Cantor shirt. If the Suns got Porzingis, you'd wear a Cantor shirt? I hate that SOB. Can't stand him. All right, we got about 1 more minute. I'm going to stop after single overtime. Does anybody have rapid fire? Just shoot them at me real quick. Big Sauce should be coming back soon. I know that. Consecutive game streak. The Suns shattered it. Or broke it. They don't be shattered. They're not going a full game without missing a three-pointer in a very long time. Avery Bradley, I don't want him. Under, 2 circumstances. He's cheap, 12 to 15 million, and they managed to get a big. Almost a jail case, turkey dictator. Hey, Alec Peterson needs to go back to the G League. Yes, he does. He told me Friday. Hope they lose to the Mavs. I hate to say it, but yes, it looks like Devin frustrated the team 100%. I wrote about that last week. Lou Amundsen over anyone in the draft. What do you mean, Lou Amundsen? Doc, he believes the Clippers? No, I think he's the most overrated head coach in history. Peters is brutal. He's not brutal. I mean, he's just... Yeah, he was never supposed to be good in the NBA. Suns for sale? No, but again, I would... If I'm Robert Sarver, I'm like, yo, I'm getting old. I'm selling this team in 5 years. If Robert Sarver told him, I'm selling this team in 5 years, you sign with the Suns, and I will slowly start piecing together, this, you'll buy this franchise from me. Can we get some help from Sacramento, Orlando, Atlanta, or Dallas? We probably can, because we can lose to them all. Peter's just Big Sauce 2.0 celebrating on the bench. I know, and I love the guy. I have nothing against him. Throw ice in the arena and tell him to sell them. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that, because I'll get fired. We're going to lose tomorrow. They probably will. Stick that phone. Ugh. Okay, why did I just even read that out loud? What if Toronto wants to be an assistant? You don't. No, you never carry over a head coach as an assistant. You don't. I mean, that's too... You never do. It's... Because, that assistant was once the head coach, and if there's any rift between the players and the new head coach, who are they going to go to? The old head coach. And you don't want to have that kind of a situation. Are those Sarver out billboards sold? I saw one once, because they were digital. It was a digital billboard. I saw one once, I believe it was on the 17th, if I recall correctly. I could be incorrect. It was weeks ago. Haven't seen one since. We're drafting top 5 again. Yeah. Most likely. You lose to Dallas, you put yourself in a much better position. For sure. So, anyway, 7:06, couple minutes over time. So, one more time, please heart, please like, please retweet, please share. And you know what? Love you all. I will be back next week on Monday. Let me double check. Phoenix Suns schedule. I have not actually looked a week ahead.
Here's the upcoming schedule for the Suns between tomorrow and March 28th, 2018.
Where's my calendar? Okay, so it's the 5th. The Suns do not play on the 5th. I'll be back next Monday 100% on the 5th at 6 p.m. our regularly scheduled Suns time. Can I tell the guys on the bench tomorrow we need to lose? Sure. Some of them will probably laugh. Hey, Adam, take care, man. You too, Kurt. You as well. How come you don't get a Suns Media Pass? That just wasn't offered. But I've actually been offered a ticket to the Spurs game, so I'll be live tweeting from the Spurs game. I believe it's next Wednesday. Anyway, I'm going to go watch the State of the Union. Have a good night. Let's go Suns or Mavs. I don't know. I really don't like to say that out loud. I feel, it's almost... If I said something bad against God, I do the sign of the cross. When I say something bad against the Suns, I don't know. I feel like I should go wear a Lakers t-shirt or something. So anyway, I'll see you guys in 6 days. Send me a message. Let me know. I'd be happy to meet you. Send me a message. Got to do a trade deadline live show. I did last year. I intend on doing it this year. Thank you for reminding me. I hadn't said anything, but yes, I do intend on doing a trade deadline show. That is a Thursday. I'll definitely be able to pull that off. I will. I'll probably get a guest on there for that as well. We'll get you in the club. Do it if you can pull that off. I would be jacked. That would be so awesome. So thank you very much. I will see you guys in 6 days. Have a good night. Have a great night. Go Suns. And we will see you soon.